Hey guys, happy Monday! I am so glad that you stopped by today. Hopefully you have your coffee or water or beverage because we're going to chat. We're going to chat about expectations and the damage that can be done from over expectations. Over expectations? Is that the right word? Oh well, we're gonna go with it. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I followed the Brooke, Sklyar, Richardson trial this past week. It ran live on YouTube. You can actually go back now and watch full days of the trial. That story to me was so very sad. One, the outcome, the outcome probably wasn't what a lot of people expected. It seemed like everyone was divided on their thoughts on whether she really killed this baby or if this baby was not born living. There was a lot of medical things that were shared that kind of shed a lot of light onto the fact that the baby probably most likely was not born alive. The girl didn't even know what a placenta was. The girl didn't even know about cutting the cord, and there was no evidence left that she actually did that. And the way they explained it medically was that she probably, she measured 7 weeks smaller than she should have. The baby measured 7 weeks smaller than she should have. So, knowing the history of eating disorders in Brooke Skylar's past in her life and the fact that she's dealing with it again, the baby really stood no chance. Well, had she gotten proper prenatal care, then possibly, but really, if you look at her, there was no way you could suspect that she was 9 months pregnant when she delivered. In fact, they went back and recalculated her due date from the time of conception that was released in the actual evidence itself, not physical evidence, just the communication from the baby's father about when they had intercourse. So anyway, she was overdue. So she was full term. So the pictures you see her in that red dress, that's a full-term pregnancy in that dress. Overdue. I don't know about any of you other mamas, but I was over 2 days with my first, and I was miserable. I was 3 weeks under when we delivered the twins, but there was 2 babies, and they measured, we figured it out, goodness, that was 15 pounds of baby in me. So, I was miserable, so, I don't know. Anyway, my point was, when they started reading the text messages between the mother and the daughter, it became very clear the expectations that the mother had for the daughter. And it became very clear why this child, and I'm saying child, she is 20 now, she's still a child, she's my daughter's age. That would have happened during my daughter's senior year. Let's reverse these roles. And I already know the expectations that are put on these kids when they're in high school. It's ridiculous. If you live in a community with high expectations, we do. And I've seen it ever since we've been in this neighborhood, in this community. I think the first 3 years that we were here, there was probably 16 suicides, maybe. And it seemed like it had a season. It was either sports season for football, cheer, and all that stuff, or it was prom season and getting towards that end of the year pressure that happens. Do I believe that parents should put expectations on their kids? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think you should have high expectations for your children? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. But I also believe that I'm not saying you should set your kids up for failure, but you should set those expectations to the point that they know there could be a positive outcome or a negative outcome, but in a way that's still loving, in a way that still says, listen, I want you to try your best. I kind of expect you to do this, but I understand regardless of the outcome. I love you regardless of the outcome. I shared a little bit with you guys. I think it was maybe on the community post here on YouTube. You guys, if you're not checking out the community page on my channel here, you kind of miss out a lot, especially if I'm not posting a lot of videos. I daily post something on the community tab, so definitely check that out. But I think I was sharing about, goodness, about reading Girls Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis. And even in the introduction, it brought me to tears because I realized how much I, as a child, took the fact that if I did something that won my parents' approval, my friends' approval, I was shown love. I'm not saying that's the only time, and I'm not blaming my parents. I took this in my mind. We interpret things and gain our own perspectives. Nobody can really do that for you. So I'm not saying that they taught me that. They taught me that love, you have to earn it. They did not, but that is how I perceived it. And once I realized that and let that go, even I realized that I took that into my marriage. and so I still have moments where if my husband is not pleased with a decision I made, or so anything, it could be anything. It could be he's frustrated from work and he comes home and he's in a bad mood. I take that personally. And I took it as maybe he doesn't love me anymore. That's not what we should do. You cannot earn love. You cannot earn love. Either the person is going to love you or they're not. Our kids know that we love them regardless of anything that happens. Do we try to steer them in the right direction? Yes. Brooke, Sklyar, Richardson, I kind of understand her thinking, and I believe that she was much like me and felt like she had to earn love. In the testimony they showed, wasn't testimony, in the interrogation they showed, the very first one, when her parents finally came in and she had to tell them what happened. Well, I think the police told them what happened and she just kind of had to talk to them. But the very first thing she asked, do you still love me? If your children are asking you, do you still love me? They have perceived the fact that they have to earn your love, that they have to win your love. And maybe you can help steer them in the right direction. Maybe you can help them understand they can't earn love. Love is there. Love comes with an open door. It doesn't close. Love doesn't stop all of a sudden. All these people who get married and then divorced because I fell out of love with you. Love doesn't stop. It changes. It changes. But don't think real love ever stops. It just doesn't. The perspective might change, like mine did. I no longer feel like I have to earn anyone's love. You either love me or you don't, and it's okay. It's kind of like here on YouTube. You either like my channel or you don't. It's okay. There's a million other channels for you to go check out. So I kind of just wanted to talk about parental expectations and how we perceive love, because there's always an outcome that comes from it. If you did not follow her trial, she was not convicted of murder. She was not convicted of involuntary manslaughter. The only thing she was convicted of, oh, and they proved that she did not burn the corpse like they first wanted to say. And it's funny because the prosecution proved it themselves with a couple of their witnesses who basically said there's no proof that she burned that baby. One, our bodies are made of water. It's very hard to burn a body, especially if it happened the way they taught her or told her it happened. That's another thing. If you'll go watch the second interrogation, I know this computer did not just die on me. If you'll go watch the second interrogation, you will see they kind of manipulated this whole thought process about burning the body to get a confession from her, because that's the only proof they had that she damaged this baby, and she didn't do that. Our judicial system isn't always accurate. And it's funny because I don't think about these things. I mean, come on. I had one speeding ticket my whole life. And I went straight down and signed up for defensive driving, paid court costs, or whatever it was I had to pay. And before I even went home and told my mom. So, and she was still mad. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I don't know much about like that kind of stuff, and I don't watch a lot of trials. This was quite interesting to me. It was very intriguing, just to sit there and watch some of the evidence come out, like the interrogations and then different little things, and watch actually the defense prove that she pretty much was innocent. She did get convicted of abuse of a corpse, I think is what it was. And she, the judge, that particular judge was very kind. He was gentle. I think if I ever had to be in court, I would want him to be a judge. And I would love her defense team. And even the prosecution wasn't like forward. I mean, it wasn't like on TV where they get kind of yelling and that kind of stuff. But anyway, it was interesting. So, you know, there you go. If you're raising kids, have expectations for them, but let them know that they cannot earn your love, that they already have it. You might think that they know that already, but they might not. Here I am, 46, and realized the perception of love that I had. Pretty thankful I didn't pass that on to our kids. My daughter, I might have a little bit, but she also knows, because we've walked through a few hard times, so she knows that regardless, she's loved, which is nice to know. It's nice to know. All right, heavy topic, I know. That was on my heart last week, and I just didn't take the time to sit down and film it, so I wanted to do that today. I might vlog today. I don't know. Today is day 3 of keto for me. It's going very well. Very well. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.